Hello manga and anime lovers, I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about How to Become Ordinary, Episode 7. Oh boy, this episode throws a curveball into everything. We went from daily, small, fun mysteries to something rather substantial and kind of dangerous if what we learn in the episode is to be believed, because Koboto runs into Kengo while searching for Osanai after he solves the mystery on where she is, what sweet store they're going to, and we learn that Kengo is investigating a gang that illegally either they take or they sell drugs. They're involved in drugs in some way, and this is rather serious, I think. The first mystery seemed to be something major, but it was actually just some delinquents selling concert tickets that I guess they pirated somewhere or they bought. But this is much more dangerous, especially considering I don't know if the person is in charge of the gang or if she is just a prominent member, but this person is rather violent and has threatened somebody with physical harm if they leave the gang. And there is just a whole lot that happened this episode, and it was a lot to take in. We had the first mystery where Koboto solved where he was supposed to meet Osanai to eat sweets at. Then we had the second mystery where Koboto solved Kengo's riddle on where to find the person to contact after they were watching these girls who are in the gang. And now we have the overall mystery on who this person is that's running the gang and what in the world is going on. Also, a side thing that I'll mention right now because it's not too important for the rest of the episode, but apparently at middle school, the big bad person also was in drugs. There was a whole drug gang at their middle school, and this makes me wonder what in the world was going on at Koboto's middle school. Did that have anything to do with what happened with him and Osanai that made them want to become ordinary? I thought we had basically solved that. I thought that nothing really major happened in middle school. They just wanted to change. But now I'm not so sure. Anyway, the crux of the matter is that the girl who's involved with drugs in middle school is now involved with drugs in high school and has taken, I don't want to say hostage, but threatened the other girl that she thought ratted her out to now remain in the gang, or else she'll, beat her up with a wrench or something, or kill her, heaven forbid. And there are just a lot of characters, and I'm not sure who's who right now. That's basically all I could gather. There's also this girl that is probably the victim's older sister, and who Koboto thinks is Kengo's girlfriend. She calls him Ken, so they're related somehow. Whether they're in a relationship or they're actually physically related, I'm not sure. And then we meet Osanai's mom at the end of the episode, and this is where things kind of get crazy. So the night before, Koboto has a conversation with Osanai over the phone, and I can instantly tell that something was wrong because whenever they would cut to Osanai, you only saw her mouth. You might have seen her eyes a couple times, but mostly you only saw her mouth, and you could tell that she was trying to communicate something, and my guess is it's some sort of code, or she's trying to send some sort of message to Koboto when she talks about this store that she wanted to go to get these special candied apples that were made specially, and they're, I think, a little sour and sweet. They're produced right away. There's something in here. I'm just not smart enough to figure it out, to be honest. I'm hardly smart enough to keep up with it as it is. But my guess is somehow she got involved with the gang, and now she's kidnapped and being ransomed for 5 million yen. Something's not right here. This is way too straightforward, and from what I've seen from this author in both Hyoka and this show, there is something else to all this, and my guess is it's not as serious as it seems to be. Perhaps this is some kind of trap to lure out the head of the gang, or to get the victim to be able to leave the gang in some way, but I don't know why Osanai would... No, Osanai's definitely in some sort of predicament, because otherwise she wouldn't have communicated to Koboto via code and risk making him scared or worried about her. And we also haven't seen Kengo in a little while. He ran off after the girls, and I think we saw him once after that, but that's about it. And so something real messy is going on, and I really want to figure out what it is. At this point, I'm just trying to get the names correct. I think Isawa is the villain of this arc. She's the one who is threatening the victim. I don't know who the victim is. I can't remember her name, and I can't find it easily. But something along those lines. There is the victim, who is a girl who got caught up in this gang and now wants to leave but is unable to because she's being threatened. That might not be the full story, because she's really pushing back against Kengo trying to help her out. and she didn't ask for help, her sister did. Then we have the sister, who is probably the person that Koboto and Osanai meet, that Kengo gave them directions to. That or she's Kengo's girlfriend. Both might be true. Then we have Osanai's mother, who is probably not too involved in this, but is, at the very least, meeting with Koboto and very worried about Osanai. Then, of course, we have Kengo, who's trying to solve all this, and we probably have some other no-name characters in the gang that are messing around and doing things. That's really all I have to say about the mystery of this episode. It was a whole lot, and I'm still trying to process it all. But one other thing I noticed is that Koboto is having romantic inclinations, toward Osanai, where he thinks that them going out every day of the week and going to get sweets and talking is almost like they're in a relationship. Now, I say because I don't think Koboto has feelings for Osanai, or at least not in the traditional way. This might be an Aaaaand-san situation from that show, where the two are basically already a couple and they just don't know it yet. And I would say so because Koboto and Osanai basically get along super well. They're like two sides of the same coin. And then when he meets Osanai's mother at the end, that's also leading toward that aspect a little bit. And I didn't really expect a lot of romance in this show because it hasn't really popped up before now. But now in my end, even though we're getting to the end, I'm interested to see if they'll pursue that angle even a little bit. That being said, that's all I really have to say for this episode. A whole lot more than usual, but that's what you get for a dense story like this. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.